Hey everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. How are you today? It is Friday, December 14th, 2018. Before I even start to talk about the markets, a couple of interesting developments here. Number one, Janet Yellen. Yeah, Janet Yellen herself. Most of you know who she is. Well, she's expressing concern now about yet another financial crisis. How many of you out here recall Janet Yellen saying, oh no, we're not going to have another financial crisis, not in our lifetime? Well, now she's warning that one may be quickly approaching. I find that interesting. I'm sure you do as well. And here's another one for you, PIMCO. One of the largest bond funds on the planet today is also warning and put out apparently a letter to their shareholders that there's a problem and they're expecting turmoil in the financial markets. So look, I mean, how many more signs do we need that things are not going well? People, here's the issue, and why I know a lot of you are frustrated out here. I've said for a very long time that there is almost like a natural selection going on. What do I mean by that? Some people, in fact most people, by and large, are unable to understand basic concepts. That's the truth. They think the environment that we are in is real, everything is fine, whatever they hear coming out of the mouths of our politicians is true. This is great, our economy is as strong as it's ever been. So there's those people, and no matter what you do, they will not change their mind. They will die first before they will agree with you and try to understand what's actually going on. But there are some of us that are able to see a little further down the road than most people are. We're able to, put basic equations together. The environment we are in is going down. It is not real. Whether it goes down today, tomorrow, next week, it's not sustainable. We all know that. And again, I want people to understand, and maybe you could put it this way to people that just don't get it. There are going to be many people that say, hey, our economy is so good because we're creating all these jobs. This is what they're telling us. But the jobs that have been created here, they're just temp jobs. They're temporary positions, because when all of this thing around us, the debts that are exploding, the deficits that continue to explode to the upside, the epic amounts of money printing, bond buying, buying everything in sight, central banks buying each other's debt to try to keep this propped up. When we literally hit the moment of maximum saturation, something I've used for a very long time, and I know there's some other people out here who are stealing my line. That's my line, okay? And I've been saying it before everybody else. Maximum saturation. When we hit that point, all of this is going to correct to fair value. So those supposed really good jobs that have been created, they're going to evaporate along with everything else too. So this is, I think, the issue of frustration, and I think we all get it. People who have a very clear understanding of where we're going, how this is going to play out, the environment we are in, completely fake. You try to explain this to people who have no conception whatsoever as to, number one, how money actually works. And I know you all do if you follow this blog. How all this scheme, this charade is being played on people. That's how you and I are able to predict what's going to happen before they do it. We know what they're going to do. It's too simple to understand. Inflate, inflate, inflate until they can't anymore. Look, what we all know, and should be very evident to you, is we are existing in an environment of extremes, and there are financial distortions so great I can't even get my head around them. They're too big. They're too big. Bubbles to the upside, inverse bubbles, When I mean by inverse bubbles, is assets that have been suppressed, deliberately suppressed, like gold and silver. You'll heard about this class action lawsuit against J.P. Morgan Chase, metals rigging. Look it up. We should get in on that. That's the truth. So it's pretty simple to understand that these bubbles, to the upside and to the downside, there's going to be a point where no matter how much rigging, how much they want to try to keep these bubbles inflated, they're going to burst. And unfortunately, it looks like they're going to burst full force. And it seems like our politicians are playing right into this. Our top gun politician wanting to keep the easy money going, keeping this all propped up. I mean, unfortunately, our president has now become a part of the issue, the big problem. I mean, candidate Trump, he had it right. You know, the Fed was behind the curve. The Fed should be raising rates. Now, no. Keep the money going. Keep the, you know, and people believe that it's going to be blamed on the Fed when all this blows up. Well, he's telling the Fed what to do publicly. The world knows about it. Hello? These people won't wake up. These are part of the group of people that will die first before they will admit what's actually going on. Understand that. And that's just the way it is. Accept it. They will not accept the truth, and that's fine. Let them live in their distorted reality. We'll live in the real world. And this entire thing is going to become real. And I mean real at one point. Anyway, quick market synopsis here. Stocks are under pressure right now. Geopolitical concerns yet again. China slowdown, global slowdown, industrial slowdown here in the United States. No one wants to talk about it. Cash going into the bond market, dollar strength today. So a lot of stuff weighing on this market right now. Hey, there might be some miraculous turnaround later. I wonder where that's going to come from. I'm not saying it will. I'm just making a comment here. We've seen this game before. But I think we're reaching a point where the fakery is going to become real. And the drug that is easy money that's been pouring into this market around the world, not just from the Federal Reserve, is becoming toxic. The patient is flatlining, and the patient is getting shocked here. They're trying to get that heart restarted. It's not going to start at one point. Yeah, maybe they'll get a couple of little heartbeats here and there, but that's it. I really think that we're close to this thing becoming very real, very, very real. And it's not going to be good for people. The middle class is going to suffer like they have no idea, It's going to make 2008 literally look like a walk in the park, because the distortions in the market that exist now are much, much greater than they were then. So you can understand, with every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So that's how this is going to play out. All right, with that said, let's keep our eye on this market. I will see all of you, my lovely friends that I love so much, at the end of the day.